Hello and welcome to Gamersledge podcast. Come on in, sit down, relax, have yourself a nice glass of air because I actually forgot to get something to drink before the podcast. It is the one and only conversation about the week's video game news, the industry news, a look at what it means to be a hardcore gamer, and a conversation amongst friends. And I'm going to kill my dog because he's already starting with a squeaky toy. All right. Hi, everybody. I'm one of your hosts, Mark. Joining us this week, we have a wide panel the day before Thanksgiving in America, starting off in the far top left with the man enshrouded in secrecy and shadow. It's Turo.
Hey, I'm the mysterious one this time.
That's right.
Hi.
Next to him, in slightly better lighting, but not much, all the way from the pride of Philadelphia, New Jersey, it's Dave.
Stop reminding me. I can turn on the other light. It just involves effort. I'll go do it after I'm done this. But it's like, you gotta get up and the switch is all the way over there on the wall.
You haven't gotten that hooked up to your spot yet, huh?
I don't have one of those downstairs anyway.
And Turo, you're not on your headset, just FYI.
I'm trying to figure out why not. 2 seconds.
No problem. And then in the top right corner, from even darker, the Great White North, it's Kate.
I don't have Thanksgiving, but I'll trade that for not having Trump as president.
Oh. I guess it is the first podcast that you've been on since all of that, so hooray. Yeah. In the bottom left, the man who is not currently neon orange, it's Matt.
It's Blaze, but thank you.
Did you say you're blazed?
No, I said it's Blaze, not neon, but hi.
Matt's blazing 420.
Oh, wow. It's been a week. We've had stuff happen. There's stuff in the news. We have a very large discussion topic tonight that none of the panel knows what it is yet because they have gone for 365 days without thinking about it, and they have yet to realize that it is actually the season for that now.
Oh, no.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's right. It's Game of the Year discussion.
This went so well last year.
Yeah, this is Game of the Year discussion. It's time to begin looking at what our options are. Now, granted, not everything is out yet.
Axiom Verge, we're done.
There's a small release next Tuesday that might want to vie against it, against Axiom Verge. I'm just saying. So we'll get to that in a little bit, but let's start by going around the room and talking about what we've been playing. Matt, I know that one of the games you've been playing, Ninja Gaiden in the trees. Yeah.
Yeah, Ninja Gaiden in the tree, yes. Otherwise, yeah. The only thing I've played is some Word with Friends on my phone, and since I lost my save file for Jetpack Joyride, I started that back up on my Vita as well. That's it. Haven't watched any significant TV. That's it. Haven't played in. I think I've probably played some Rock Band since the last time we talked for Rivals. The kids did most of the work on this one though, so they kept us at gold. And now this week is bands with colors in their name, based off of Green Day, I guess. So if you have all the Green Day stuff, you have an endless supply of songs because they have 12 quadrillion Green Day songs in that game. But yeah, I will be playing Ninja Gaiden in the trees through Sunday probably. So
nice. Kate, how about you?
Don't tend to get much else done.
What are you talking about? I don't know.
Deer hunting season.
Oh.
Trying to provide for the family the old-fashioned way by sitting in a tree and waiting for a deer to walk by.
Kate, how about you? What have you been playing?
Working at a bookstore on the holidays. That's what I've
Have
been
you
playing.
have you leveled up yet?
My feet are minus 50 right now.
That's
I've went down 50 levels. But yeah, like, this is my first day off in 12 days kind of thing.
nice.
So that's why I wasn't here last week.
No problem. So I take it you're liking it though?
Oh no, I still love the job. It's just, right now, I have no time for video games. Because a bookstore at Christmas time is super, super busy. So, I played a teensy tiny bit of World of Final Fantasy. Just enough to like do some leveling, but other than that, not really. And a little tiny bit of Dead or Alive Extreme 3, but that's it. And I paid for Final Fantasy 15. So, that's all I've done.
And Turo, just for FYI, you can add yourself to the conversation.
I thought it would make me like just call you guys or something like that. But okay.
No, that's Skype.
Alright, can do.
Yeah, no problem. Just FYI. Great. So since you're back, Turo, what about you? What have you been playing for the last week?
A little bit of Pokemon just started. Not too intensely, but just started. Clash Royale, Clash of Clans, and finishing up Watch Dogs. And that's about it. Work has been nuts lately. Not in a bad way, but yeah, it's been crazy.
Watch
Dave?
Dogs or Watch Dogs 2?
No, Watch Dogs 1. Yeah.
Okay.
Dave, you have a real chance here to take home all the glory and the gold for the amount of games played. What do you got?
Let's see. We have some. We've played some Pokemans. Yes, we got that. See, I even changed my the whatchamacallit, the faceplate. See, it's got all the Pokemans on it.
I
had the
it.
Kirby one on. I had the Kirby one on when I was playing the Kirby game. Now I put the Pokemon on when I'm playing the Pokemon game. Nintendo thinks of everything. And that's why I went with the smaller new 3DS and not the larger one.
So wait, I have a question. When you switch to the Switch, are you going to switch faceplates?
Will they make it the Switch?
If they have faceplates, I'll do it. But I don't think they will.
When you do it, will you say, "What a Switch"?
No, I won't. Because that's stupid.
It's the Switch.
So you play Pokemon. What
No,
else did
no.
you play?
Play Pokemon, play both Pokemons. I was playing Sun and Moon kind of simultaneously because I wanted 2 of the 3 starters on my team because I couldn't decide. So I played the one long enough to trade, put Sun down, picked up Moon, started playing that one, and then traded over the one as soon as I could. So I have 2 of the starters over. So that's fun. Digging the game so far, not that far into it, but, you know, they made a lot of changes that seem like pretty good stuff. So kind of looking forward to that. And there's a lot of throwback for nostalgia because there's like a ton. I mean, the place is just lousy with Pokemon. They're all over the place. Like, it's ridiculous. But I was talking with somebody else about like how many things are different in the game where, like, I mean, you'll have no type issues early on because you can find pretty much everything except for like Dragon, Ice. You know, I think the only 2 major ones you can't find early on. I mean, the rest of it, it's all there. So that's kind of fun. And there's like the variants and the old stuff. Yeah, it's neat how they did it.
I thought it, yeah, and then how they kind of kept the old school people by immediately introducing Alolan, Meowth, and Grimer, like right from the get-go. I was like, oh man, okay, all right, let's go.
Yeah, and like, you know, the first, you know, as I start like wandering around trying to catch stuff, like boom, there's an Abra, like right away. So I caught my Abra, I named him Tyler Durden, like I do in every single Pokemon game. I'm all happy about that.
I heard they
It's a
made
thing
this one a
ever
lot
since-
more accessible. Is that true?
I would say it's definitely, because I was talking with somebody else about it, and we were saying, remember the good old days when like your rival used to pick like the type that was actually good against you? Like now
This
it's
is
just
the
like,
nice
you know,
version.
yeah, like it's super, like they it's like, hey, brah, I'm just gonna lay down
like,
here.
Ooh, you beat me with the type that's better than mine? Good job. Great fight. Awesome.
Yeah.
Can't wait to travel with you some more. Let's go get some lunch. I was like, this is my rival? He's my best friend, bruh.
Yeah, he's not joking. That is the exact conversation. That is like pretty much verbatim what happens. It's just like, yeah, awesome. Let's go eat. There's no malice in this game at all. At all.
No, it's Hawaiian.
That must be the Hawaiian culture.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Totally.
Yeah,
they really threw that in there.
Yeah, cousin.
Yeah, cuz. Yeah, cuz. Lots of cuz. Yeah, cuz.
Lots of cousins.
Like, I haven't seen bruh yet, but cuz for sure.
I haven't seen
I'm
brah.
expecting to see
I'm waiting for Spam and Eggs to show up.
So
That hasn't happened yet.
is it safe to assume that your rival is Ash because he never wins anything anyways?
Yeah, brah.
He's won a couple things. Ash hasn't won like leagues. He hasn't won anything like that, but he's won battles and stuff. Let's see. No, it's I don't know. I haven't gotten too far, but I expect him to be your rival, to be at the top, and was like, oh man, I was like, I got here first before you. I'm so sorry. Here, we don't even have to battle. Just take the title. I already know you're gonna beat me. You want some experience points with all your Pokemon? I'll just give them to you. Like, here you go. You want to grab some lunch? Like, that's what I expect the game to be whenever I beat it.
Yeah, it's rather nice to you. So, yeah, I'm not expecting.
The first thing Mitchell says was, "Hey, I didn't have to get the running shoes to run." I'm like, they were still doing that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's
definitely.
nice. As soon as I held down the B button, I was like, oh, yeah, good, yes.
It seems like there's a lot of streamlining in here, and that is something to be thankful for.
Especially with the hidden machines.
Yeah, I'm really
Yeah.
excited that that's gone away.
I'm like, wait, you mean
Jump
you have
science.
wings? You automatically can fly?
It's like, oh, I don't have to pack like 2 hidden machine mules with my team, so I really only have 4 Pokemon because
You
I'm
guys
paranoid
are so
not
far
to
in
have...
the weeds now. I have no idea what you're talking about.
Oh, man.
Shut up.
They're
You do
concurring with
this.
everything Mitchell told me earlier. So.
Yeah. You do this all the time with every game when you break out your spreadsheets and everything like that. So you sit there and you deal with this, okay? This is one
I know.
time.
I'm not saying it's
One
bad. I'm just
time.
saying I don't know what a hidden machine in Pokemon is or what it does.
Yes, you do. Everybody does. If I know it, everybody knows
HM.
it, all right? Because
Yeah, HM
seriously.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Know it?
Okay, stop defending it.
I was like, there are
I
moves
have
that
no
you can
idea
actually
what
use.
you're talking about.
There are moves you can use in game, or like outside of battling, like cut and surf and waterfall and rock smash.
There's
So
things
they're
to
like
get
the things
through
in-
to get around obstacles that are in your overmap.
Oh.
Yeah, but now
Okay.
Pokemon that are obviously like a Lapras. A Lapras is a a water fairy Pokemon, and yet you still have to teach it swim before you can swim with it. And it was just really annoying. Or Pidgeotto, who is obviously a giant bird
Or
that you
like
can
the-
ride and fly
Final
anywhere.
Fantasy would you have to teach them Stroll or Joyride or Zap.
I kind of assumed the hidden machines were like a CPR class. Like, he just needed a certification before he can carry people around.
Oh, yeah,
You know.
like a driver's license. You can drive,
Yeah,
but you
like
still need. Okay.
Actually,
so.
more like a taxi license. Like, you can have a license to drive, but you need a different license to transport people around.
And get money for it. Okay.
Does that
But
make sense?
This one, yeah. This is
Sure.
the Hawaiian life. This is laid back. Like,
Yeah,
we don't
cousin.
need that kind of certification, bruh. Yeah.
Yeah, brah.
So, yeah, the game's awesome. They
Yeah.
really did cut a lot of bad stuff out. A lot of, not bad stuff, just a lot of
Busy work.
Annoying
little
stuff.
annoyances. Little
Old
annoyances.
stuff.
Yeah. Old
Yeah.
stuff, yeah.
The legacy stuff is being
more
cut out.
progressive. Ah, yeah.
All in one fell swoop. Not gradually over like 10 games, just like 9 games of the exact same thing. Then
Yep.
all of a sudden everything's different.
And then
Yeah,
there's
pretty
no
much.
gyms. Like, it's like, you know what? Forget about gyms, too. We're going to have kahunas. Have fun with them.
I might be struggling with that one as I get down to it because I'm be like,
Oh, it's the
I
seven.
kinda-
It's like the seven. What you call it? Trials. Like those
Yeah,
are gonna
I
be
mean-
the badges, and the Kahunas is like, okay, now that you've gotten the trials down on this island, now you have to fight the Kahuna, and then you can move forward. I think that's how they instead of having 8, you're gonna have what am I trying to think of numbers? 11, like gyms, kind of.
So if
Ish.
they pass on making the pun of Kahuna Matata, that will be a wasted thing. Somewhere in the game there must be that pun.
They've thrown in so much stuff. Like they have the dab in there somewhere. They have.
Please tell me it's a
what
power for
else?
Pokemon.
No. Like it's Team Skull. They're like doing this all the time. Whenever you fight them, they're like, "Hey, what's going on? I can't believe it. Our sister's gonna kick your butt." Like
So they're voting.
they're like, no, they're trying to. Yeah, actually.
Yeah, they're voguing.
it
they're
looks
also-
like voguing.
They're also trying to
Hand
like.
tutting.
There was hand tutting in there. Yeah. And but they're throwing in
I think they're on
sayings
Team
that were
Vote.
popular last year, but then they have to, I guess, change it a little bit so they don't get copyrighted. They don't get sued for saying dab or what's the other one that they do in there? Oh,
A
like,
lot of double
I can't
entendre in there too. There are some filthy.
Do they whip the nene?
Matt
That's
got
that's
so
another
mad at
one.
this discussion about
Yeah.
They don't whip the nene. It's something else. I forget what it is, but it's there. They say it, but it's said differently. They're just trying to be
The
hip.
no instead of the nene.
Yeah, something like that. It's too hip to be square. Yeah.
So Dave, what else did you play?
I also played, whatchamacallit, the Lumines on the cell phone on my mobile.
And how are you liking that?
They dropped the res levels, the res album. So that's pretty cool.
Nice.
So it's got like a res theme pack on it right now. So I'm playing through that. They made a lot of tweaks to the gameplay. It plays actually a lot tighter than when it was first released. So that's nice. The touch controls actually aren't that bad anymore. And the game, it has a different feel to it than like the old, than the original PSP one. But it's not bad. You know, they tweaked it and everything, kind of its own kind of thing now with the way the touch controls are set up. So it's pretty good. I'm not unhappy with the purchase. It was a little flighty at first when I first got it, and I was just like, let's see where they go. But they actually did a lot of tweaks to the controls, and it makes it a much more playable game now. And there's res levels, so that's awesome. What else did I play? I played I broke out an original Game Boy Pocket and played the original Kirby Adventures in Dreamland. Had to show my fiance's nephew. He had a backpack that was original Game Boy, and I'm like, have you ever even played an original Game Boy? He was like, no. And I'm like, we got to rectify this since you're hanging out here tonight. And he didn't even know how to turn it on. It was like actually one of those things. I was like, oh.
Were you gentle with him?
Yeah. I mean, I kind of threw him to the wolves. I'm like, you can figure it out, you know. And then we had to talk through some of the control concepts and everything because he never played a Kirby game before. So that was good stuff. And let's see, I thought there was one more thing.
Oh, who'd you starter, by the way?
I have both Litten and the Owl.
Okay, all right.
So I went with 2.
Okay, cool. I was torn between those two, but I got Rowlet
Yeah.
instead.
I couldn't decide, so I just took both.
Nice.
And there was something else I downloaded. Oh, Severed, the Drinkbox game. I'm playing that on the 3DS.
I should know what
Big
this
Box
is, and
Studios.
I'm drawing a blank.
You should, yeah. The people that made like Guacamelee and
No, I know the studio.
New
I'm
Blob-
drawing a blank on the
Yeah.
game.
Yeah, Severed. It's kind of like a it's weird. It's kind of like that old what was that old style game that where you would go through the rooms, almost like a what's that RPG? It was kind of like a first person, but you would just go room at a time.
King's Quest.
Stop talking about Pokemon, Matt.
I think it's King's Quest, where you just kind of like go like north and you're in like a room and like
Yeah.
sometimes a bad guy's there or something, or you interact with the room and then you go. So it's the gameplay is kind of like that.
Oh, more like Shadowgate or something like that. Yeah.
Something like that, yeah. And of course, the name Severed is your control is like hacking and slashing, for when you run up on a bad guy, and if you cut off their limbs, you collect their limbs, and that's kind of like the currency in the game. So it's got some goofy ideas behind it, like most of their games have.
I like that
real
concept.
stylized and everything, so it's cool. Yeah, it's neat.
Sounds like Dead Space.
I downloaded a Dr. Mario game they had on sale. An Ultimate NES Remix. I never got around to getting that. I saw it on download and I had some points, so I got that. And that's really fun.
Nice.
That has a bunch of different ideas. So it's kind of like a there's like WarioWare type of game where it's just like quick little bites of stuff, little challenges that you go
Absolutely
through.
love those games. My gosh.
Yeah. So if you have the 3DS, check out the NES Remix. That's a fun one.
Oh yeah. How was it? It was $30 a long time ago. How much is it now?
Still $30.
Ah, yeah, Nintendo. Okay, got it.
Yeah, they got me on that one, but I was weak, and I was just like, I just want to play that. I wanted something real bite-sized, and it hit the spot.
Well, let's see. This week I tackled quite a bit. Pokemon Go, Clash Royale. I'm still playing the Pathfinder card game on mobile, which is not bad, but not quite what I wanted. It's probably one of the most unique games that I've played on mobile. It's a card game, but you have to... It's like you take the number of party members that you have and say there's 7 locations. You can split them up as much as you want, but then you have to close a location, and the big bad guy then can't go to those locations anymore. So you kind of have to... Where in the world is Carmen Sandiego him? And then reduce the number of places that he can run to if you do stumble upon him. But it's really hard. But it's a lot of fun. I was looking for something that actually played like a CRPG on mobile, but that's not it. Also did some streaming with Dragon Ball Z Dokkan Battle. I have a confession to make. The more I play this stupid mobile game, the more I really want to get Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2. Like, now it's to the point that it's almost like a must-buy for me. I don't know why. I've got Final Fantasy coming out next week, so I'm hoping that will tamp it down, because I don't need Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2, but at the same time, those have always kind of been guilty pleasure fighting games, because you just mash a bunch of buttons and then do a Kamehameha and blow things up. And it's kind of fun. And so, and it's a lot shorter than watching the anime, because you can play from the beginning through GT in like 3 hours, as opposed to the 942 hours of grunting in the actual anime that it takes them to just charge something up, like Spirit Bomb.
Worth it.
Yeah.
You would like Dragon Ball Z Kai.
I'm looking to... I figure I'm waiting for the games to come out so I can just play through it in a fraction amount of time and still get the Cliff Notes version, which is all I really need. I don't need the full thing. So I've been playing that. I also discovered that Final Fantasy Tactics is out on iOS for $4. So I went ahead and bought that. Yep. It's War of the Lions, too. Your mic wasn't down, so we didn't hear you say "be right back." But I heard you through the wall.
Me, yeah.
So yeah. War of the Lions,
The internet
including
wall.
all the cutscenes and everything, is $4 on iOS. So I picked that up. And then I also started playing a game called Magic Legion, which I don't know exactly how to describe it. It's kind of like a action RPG, but more like you're playing Magic the Gathering. Not Magic the Gathering proper, but there was a game a while back, I think it was called Battle Mage or something, where you had the spells and you could use them once the mana charged up, and that's kind of what this is. Like, you go into an area, there are a big collection of bad guys to fight, and you can cast one spell at a time, and you have minions that are fighting for you as well, and you try and beat them, and that's it. It's gotta be Korean that they ported to the turned on an English version. There's over, I swear, I'm not exaggerating, there's got to be over about 45 systems in this game. So, Dave, to your point about spreadsheets, I of course am loving it because there's like, oh, this system interacts with this, and then I can level them up. Oh, and then I can fuse them together, and then I can do this, and then I can upgrade their equipment and fuse that together. And oh god, it's horrible. Anyways, yeah, that was.
Sometimes I wonder if you have any fun playing video games, or it's just like.
I do, but then there's rabbit holes like this. I don't know.
Pain is fun in Mark's world.
What's that?
I said pain is fun in Mark's world.
Kind of.
He's a video game masochist. See,
I have been playing. I played Overwatch a lot last night.
I would pick up Sonic games.
Yeah. I managed to play quite a bit with Sombra, the new character, and I actually think she will now be my main on attack phases because she is that good. She can turn invisible for a limited amount of time. She has an object that she can throw, which is a teleporter. But if you try and teleport while it's mid-flight, you will teleport to it in its thrown arc. So it allows you to get up on top of a bunch of places that you normally can't. And then her special kind of sucks, but it's kind of useful if you're with a group. If you're by yourself, it really doesn't do a whole lot. It lowers everybody's shields and makes it so they can't use special abilities for a hot second. So that's kind of cool. But her other main abilities, if I've got line of sight, I can actually hack a character so that they can't use their powers for a couple minutes. You're going to need to... Lexi, you're going to need to do something with him. He's eating Grimm's food over there again. Sorry. My dog is being obnoxious. Yeah.
Do you want some eggnog?
Yeah, I would love some.
Okay.
Thank you.
Can I have some too?
I'm sorry, what?
I'm kidding. I don't know what you asked.
Yeah,
I was
he
just
wants
saying I
eggnog
want some
too.
too.
Alright.
She says she's bringing it
Oh,
to
that
you.
sounds awesome! It's eggnog? Yeah!
Come here, Marvel. Sit.
The other thing that I played Overwatch. We streamed the mobile games Clash and Dragon Ball Z Dokkan Battle on Monday. Had a huge number of people participate in that stream, so that was kind of cool. And then I've been playing Watch Dogs like a mad fool because there are less than 7 shopping days until the launch of Final Fantasy 15. So I'm trying to burn through the story mode as quickly as possible, which is not necessarily all that quick. So I'm trying to get it done. The missions have been varying degrees of difficulty. They seem to be ramping up in a way that's not quite in tune with... I've got almost all the powers at this point, and I'm still failing missions pretty regularly, like getting killed or whatnot and having to start over. So I don't know. And I'm on normal. I haven't gone down easy or anything, but I don't know. It's just weird. Maybe I'm just not figuring out the right way to approach a mission. I'm not sure, but it's taking me longer and longer to finish the mission. So there's that. I played some Odin Sphere Life Razor, which is still absolutely amazing and stunning on a PS4. And I have not played any Rock Band, and that is something I'm looking to rectify tomorrow. So I will join your thing tomorrow, Matt, at some point, and start earning my keep or whatever, however it works.
Points,
I don't know.
yes.
I still have no idea how rivals work.
Yeah, we'll talk about it sometime. Did you play any of the Gwent beta? That's one thing I did
Oh,
do that
yes.
I forgot to mention.
Yes, thank you very much. I did play the Gwent beta, and I was worried at first that not having the journey to find somebody to get new cards and play against them was going to work against its favor. But after playing, I think I got it installed at 11 p.m. and I started playing it at 11:30, and I said I will just play a couple rounds, and then at 4:45 in the morning I was finally going to bed because I had already developed a deck that was murdering people in the worst way possible. Because there's a card, I play the Northern Highlands, Matt. I don't know who you play, but
I got through the instructions. That's it.
Oh, okay. Well, with the Northern Highlands, you've got the ability to create a copy of any card on the field, and so I'd put a bronze card that was a 7 out there, and then put a lot of weenies to stack a bunch of modifiers on it, and then throw a ×2 horn out, and then I would make a copy of it. So they'd be like 62 power cards ×2. Their entire deck couldn't compete with it, and that was pretty much it. And I could do that really quickly, so it was kind of ugly. Yeah, no, I really liked it. I will be buying the damn game when it comes out. Curse you, CD Projekt Red.
Since I've been out of the gaming world, can I ask if you have beaten World of Final Fantasy?
I have not beaten it. I am still playing it. I have not made as much progress since I'm trying to burn through Watch Dogs, but I am playing it on my Vita, on my commute every day, which is pretty awesome. And then I just sync up when I get home. Which reminds me, I need to see if Odin Sphere Lifetrazer is cross-buy. Because if it is, then I have that for my Vita as well. And I keep meaning to check and I forget. Because I think it might be. I know the other ones were, so I'll check. But have you beaten World of Final Fantasy, Kate?
No.
I want to.
I've played it once in like 2 weeks.
Is that just due to time, or is it losing its grasp?
I swear to God.
No, it's just I played it once in 2 weeks because it's not like a not good game. I just have not had time. Like
what were you saying, Dave?
On my PS4.
I swear to God, I did start the game with the full intention to play it. I will play it, but Pokemans,
You won't play it.
I will get there. But Pokemans first.
No,
but
you're not.
This one's a shorter
You're not going to get there.
Pokemans.
You just stop lying.
I'm going to get there.
No, you're not.
I have to.
Final Fantasy 15.
You say that all the time.
Oh, that's not happening. Yeah, Final Fantasy 15 is not happening. I'll tell you that right now.
Can you guys please see the Conan Clueless Gamer?
No, wait,
for
before
Final
we talk
Fantasy
about
15?
Conan, I don't know what I was thinking. Dave, you're absolutely right. You're a faux Final Fantasy player. You don't actually play any of the real Final Fantasy games.
That's correct.
Yes.
Wait,
I forgot.
Until it's like 3 generations old, then he'll go back and play it.
Exactly. Because I have played up until 7. So we've done that. And all the tactics.
You're not gonna buy the new one?
No, he's not going to buy the new one.
And that includes the Game Boy Advance and DS one.
No, not because of Conan, because he doesn't play Final Fantasy.
Did you buy the other one?
Both of the advanced ones?
Yeah.
Now, wait a minute.
Which were
Is the
completely-
side-scrolling beat 'em up on your ban list also?
That's not an actual ban list. And I didn't actually play that now.
Well, it's not out yet. It won't be out till Final Fantasy 15 comes out.
Oh, it's a whole separate thing.
Yeah, it's a
I'm
separate
not aware
game.
of this one,
Pre-order
actually.
bonus on GameStop.
Yeah, pre-order bonus if you get the $90 version or whatever it is.
Did you buy the Pokemon one?
Yeah, he did.
Oh, well, how am I going to get that if I don't pre-order the game?
I think they're going to sell it later,
Excellent question.
separately.
Hmm.
And so would you do
I
a
don't know.
Final Fantasy side-scrolling beat-em-up?
Yeah, there's a good chance of that happening. I like
Okay.
me a side-scrolling beat 'em up. We know this.
What is this side scroll? I pre-ordered mine from GameStop, so what is
But
it? I have
but
no
it's
idea.
only with the Ultimate
Oh,
Edition.
Let me check.
It's not with the normal. It's
No,
not with the
I thought
normal
there's, like,
$60
a
one.
game code that I get on my receipt for just the day one edition. I just didn't know what it was.
I did not see any codes on my pre-order thing, on my receipt, but I don't know. Maybe they're doing it differently in Canada.
Tetsuo?
Day one includes the weapon Masamune. According to this, that's it. Pre-order Final Fantasy 15 at GameStop and receive a King's Tale Final Fantasy 15 game. That's the side-scrolling beat 'em up. This one doesn't say that it's limited to the 80, the one that comes with Kingsglaive, but I seem to remember that being a true thing unless they've opened that up.
Well, I just went through this like last week, and they told me I had to get the $80 version in order to get that, so that's what I did.
The glaive, like that thing from the Krull.
Yes, exactly like that.
And no, but yes.
No, yes,
That
exactly
was
that.
a movie that didn't hold up.
I don't know.
It didn't
That was
hold
a
up
That's-
very
when it
upsetting
came
movie.
out.
That's a guilty pleasure movie for me. I love that movie. It's so bad that it's good.
I remember seeing it recently, and I was just like, "Oh my god, this is awful." Hey, there's Liam Neeson.
Yep. And they're making faces like this, and it's like trying to get
Yeah.
it to, as it's spinning in the back of the bad guy. It's good stuff.
Yeah, that was an awful movie.
Um,
It wasn't good awful like Flash Gordon. It was just awful.
so let's jump into our discussion topic for the week, and then we will jump to news after that. So it's Game of the Year discussion time. We know Final Fantasy 15
Yay.
and Last Guardian will make the cut, which boggles my mind. I started thinking about this.
Are we sure about Last Guardian?
Yeah, Last Guardian's gonna make the cut. It's already gold, so it's on its way.
I got confirmation from some Sony reps at work. They were there. That was awesome.
I wanna put this in perspective. When Last Guardian and Final Fantasy 15 were announced, I was 32. Turo was 20.
12.
What year were they announced again?
10 years ago.
I was 26.
It boggles my mind that these games are actually releasing 10 years later.
I still don't think we're going to see Last Guardian. That's just my opinion.
Well, according to Shu, it's
This
already
year or at
gold.
all?
So,
Yeah, like he's not like, you know, an arm of the propagandist video game journalist machine. I don't know. Like, what do we?
so
Tired of
here's
bullshit.
the
I'm
crazy
just
question.
gonna
Yeah, I know.
Wow.
I can't.
Did anyone pick up Dishonored 2?
No.
Was it Dishonored 1?
Really want to.
PS4, of course I didn't.
I really want to add to my downloading collection. And I think I will, seeing on how so many games are going on sale for Black Friday.
So let's take a
Dishonored
little trip. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry. What?
So what's Dishonored 1? Is there like a lag for me or something?
No, it's I have to keep the sound down a little bit, and well, there is a little lag, but not much. But also, it's hard to hear you, so that's part of the reason I keep asking. Let's take a quick trip down memory lane of the games that have come out in 2016. So, prior to Battlefield 1, Watch Dogs 2...
I already have my answer for Game of the Year.
What's yours, Kate?
Overwatch.
I figured that would be represented by at least somebody. I know Matt's is No Man's Sky.
The game I've played the most this year is Dead or Alive Extreme 3, but my game of the year is Overwatch. World of Final Fantasy.
There's Mafia 3, Dark Souls 3, Doom came out this year, Uncharted 4,
Yeah.
Hitman,
Oh god, yeah.
Batman the Telltale series, The Division.
That's not winning Game of the Year.
World of Final Fantasy, Walking Dead Season 2 came out this year. I'm looking down the list at notable titles.
Headlander.
What's that?
Headlander.
Headlander, yes. Firewatch. The Witness came out this year. Gears of War 4. And Unravel with Yarny.
Uncharted 4.
Yep. Not to mention all the VR games that came
Oh, I
out.
missed it. Okay.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, I just missed you saying Uncharted. I don't know. I missed it. Anyway.
And then, not to mention all the VR games that came out as well. Not that I think any of those would necessarily be nominated for Game of the Year.
Can you put in there the ones like Pokemon?
Yeah, Pokemon's part of that because it came out this year. Those are probably the big notable ones that I can think of. Does anyone give a nod for World of Final Fantasy? At first glance, just thinking about
That's
it?
my number 2.
No, and you also
It's my
missed my
number 2.
game of the year, so.
What was your Game of the Year, Dave?
They dropped the Ratchet and Clank game.
Okay. Matt's
Wow.
silent on this. I'm surprised actually.
No, I was nodding. I'm doing something, but yes, I was nodding in agreement.
So the interesting thing to me is that in this year, I believe there was only one racing game to come out this entire year. And that's Forza Horizon 3.
Oh, the
NASCAR
heart.
game came out.
So yeah, we'll definitely have
You're
to.
wrong.
I'm sorry. Go
You're
ahead.
wrong.
Is there
I said
another
a
one?
NASCAR game came out, so you're wrong.
Oh, God! Thank you for that. No, I said a racing game,
Left-hand turn.
not a Hick simulator. My bad. Yay! Sorry, all you
Oh,
right
dude,
NASCAR
come on.
fans. Yay.
We just lost 20% of our zero audience.
Yeah, probably. XCOM 2 did come out this year also, but I don't think that was received quite the same way. And Deus Ex Mankind Divided also came out this year. But that's fairly recent. Yeah, I think it's going to be an interesting spread of games because there's not any one thing that jumps out to me and says this is by far and away a surefire winner, because Overwatch, I agree, for that category is far and away the best shooter that's come out this year. However, Hitman is really good, and the way that they made it in the episodic format has really benefited that game a lot. And that's far better than any disc-based release they've ever done. At the same time, Dark Souls 3 was really good for its genre of game. Battlefield 1 is a really good shooter that's a different type of shooter. I would not put Watch Dogs 2 in Best of the Year. I'm still holding out hope that Last Guardian is everything I'm hoping it is, because that could definitely be a contender, and I really think Final Fantasy 15 could be a contender.
Didn't you like Hyper Light Drifter?
I don't think I've ever played Hyper
One
Light.
you really liked early on.
Did you see that for Final Fantasy 15, there's essentially the whirligig stuff from Bloodborne?
Really?
Yeah, it showed a screen cap of Prospero using it.
No, I've been trying to avoid all the spoilers and leak stuff ahead of time.
That's not a spoiler.
No, I'm just saying I'm just trying to avoid everything at this point because there's no way to know what is and what isn't, pretty much. So I'm just trying to avoid everything as we lead up to it. All right. Well, we'll have to start the official lists. We'll start circulating those amongst email and see what we can come to as a consensus. This obviously won't be done until. This obviously won't be done until.
That's just not happening.
Early next year.
Some of us play Overwatch. Some of us play Overwatch, and some of us are just wrong.
And that's why we will never come to a consensus.
That's awesome.
Did you get a
some
chance?
Play Overwatch, and some people have taste. That's.
Hey now. I actually really like Overwatch. I think it's a great game.
I can't because I think my second favorite game of the year is actually Headlander, and I'm not even kidding. I love that game.
Great.
So
I'm
my
all
opinion
for it.
is completely invalid.
I think Headlander is a great game. It's definitely not a normal trope that you see in the game like that, and I think it's really smartly done. So I understand why you're positing it. I think it's actually a good game as well. Also, Pizza Man says, "Hey everybody, I missed you all."
Good morning.
Hi.
So yeah, 2016 Game of the Year discussion will start behind the scenes now, and then sometime in probably January or February, we should have that come
I
to a
love how he
consensus.
calls it a discussion. This is it usually is the thing that nearly breaks us every year. Like
Kind
this
of.
is what almost ends this whole thing, because it gets pretty vile. Just a little peek behind the curtains, people. We start getting nasty with each other.
Yeah,
when it
it's
comes
not
to
like
this.
we have anybody passionate about gaming on the panel at all, right? And so,
Yeah.
yeah.
There are new words learned.
I take back Overwatch. Best game of the year, Call of Duty.
Wow, somebody's going for the troll.
And then we have the trolls.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
that's
Troll Award goes to.
So,
And
one of
by
the things
way, Mark, just so you know,
Do you remember when we were all watching that video and we were just like, oh
Troll
man,
chair.
what's this game? Oh, this game looks so much fun. It's Call of Duty. I feel dirty.
Well, a lot of people were actually looking forward to the Modern Warfare remaster And then they went to play, and it's like, oh, it's got the same crappy netcode and everything as current Call of Duty games, so now it's bad. So it was like they all wanted this game so bad, and then they got shit right in their mouth.
Is Dave Cates' brother.
Who asked that?
In a way.
Yeah?
From another mother. And,
Was that Pizza Man that asked that?
Yeah, that's Pizza Man that asked that.
That's awesome. It just makes sense now that it's asked. Now that
It
it's out
does
there.
kind of make sense.
Yeah.
But no.
all too obvious.
Yeah, no.
Separated at birth.
You were saying, Matt, just so I knew.
The life throuser, no, that's the wrong word. Is it? I don't know. The Odin Sphere is cross save but not cross buy.
Boo. Okay. Yeah.
I've been looking for figure that out for like 40 minutes now.
It's okay.
Dude, like
Thank you for
3
looking
people
for that.
bought it. You can buy it twice.
Yeah, no, I already done that with so many games. It's not even funny. He most definitely is not, and I know you're trolling him, so that's funny. He asked if Neo is single.
He's having a
What?
conversation with nobody.
I'm having a conversation with Pizza Man. So yes, so we will start the Game of the Year discussions behind the scenes. We will lobby for our games. Try to come
Discussions.
to a consensus that is not involve bloodshed or feelings being hurt.
Oh my god! I just remember how angry we all were last year. Like it was very divisive. It was kind of like the elections.
Well, nothing
Actually, it
was
was
it?
just
Infinity versus Last of Us year. That
Yeah.
was the worst.
That was the worst
was
one.
the worst.
That was 2 years
That
ago.
one
I
was
think
real.
it was Game of the Year last year. I don't even remember.
I think we gave up trying.
yeah.
I don't remember
Yeah, that
what-
sounds about right.
What came
I
out
think
last
some
year?
new
I don't
cuss
even
words
remember.
were invented, and we gave up.
I don't even remember what games came out last year.
Well,
Yeah, it got so
Vaccine
bad.
I
with
bird.
remember what
Infinite
games
and
came
Last
out
of
5
Us.
minutes ago.
I do know that we will do email. We will do email nominations for the top 5, and then I'll use a spreadsheet to consolidate those, and then it will become here are the top 5 statistically put forth ones,
Game of
and
the
then we
Year
will have
games.
to figure it out from there.
Dave's gonna find some way to throw the curve of the sheet off completely.
You know, maybe what we
Probably.
do. Maybe what we do. Ooh.
Wild card.
No, super fight. Maybe what we do is we set up super fight and ignore the cards on screen, but we all defend our game in super fight fashion, just amongst the editors. This could be interesting. This could be very interesting. So with that.
Onward.
That table set, let's set the table for news. So, funny that you should bring up my spreadsheet addiction earlier, Dave, because the first story we have today is that Ultimate Spreadsheet Calculator game, EVE Online, has gone free to play.
Nice. So
Which-
you're gone.
Well, I said I don't know if this terrifies me more or less, because I
It
know
should
one.
be more.
Yeah, I'm still gonna stay away from it. I don't want to know.
No,
I
you're
don't want
not.
to even get a hint. I've watched
will.
too many videos to see the guy with. He's got the screen this big for the graphical orientation, and the rest of his 3 displays is nothing but spreadsheets. And I'm like,
I want that game so much. Dude, it's free. It's free. It's free to play.
That sounds like one
That's-
of Mark's wet dreams.
Yeah,
Loads of
serious.
spreadsheets on it.
Why wouldn't you? It's free
because
to
I want
play.
to keep
Wait,
my
this
job and my
spreadsheet-
wife.
There's nothing. There's no barrier to entry. There's nothing stopping you.
That's the point. I won't stop me. I will fall into the rabbit hole and then just let myself keep tumbling down until I am fired from any work that I have, and then it would be very bad.
So
I
it's a
just want to see
spreadsheet simulator.
What's that?
Was it a spreadsheet simulator kind of thing?
No, because it's an actual game that uses spreadsheets that you need to use spreadsheets to figure out what you want to do.
So spreadsheet simulator.
Well, no, you're not simulating a spreadsheet. You are using a spreadsheet to figure out the logistics of the game that you're playing.
Okay.
Okay, mailbag is coming early because Pizza Man has to go, but he wants to ask, what are you all doing for Thanksgiving, and are you going to Black Friday? So, Matt?
Sitting in a tree shooting deers, hopefully. And no. Unless it's online, then I guess maybe kind of, sort of.
But that'd be Cyber Monday, right?
No, well, the Black Friday online deals have been going for like a week now, so...
Okay. Turo, what are you doing for Thanksgiving, and are you going to Black Friday?
I'm gonna eat with you guys. No. All online stuff. If my local bar is open, then I'm gonna go drink there. Or if I have to work, then I'm gonna drink there.
Dave, what are you doing for Thanksgiving, and are you going Black Friday?
We got dinner over my family's house, so that's going to be a nice thing. Black Friday, no. Luckily, I have work, so the temptation for me to try and do anything stupid, like go out in the public. So I'll do my favorite thing on Black Friday, which is sit at my computer and wait for the trampling videos to come in, because that is my favorite thing of the day. Is the day after everybody's being all thankful for life, and oh, dude, it's great. It's like, the day after everybody's being so thankful and, for family and all this kind of kumbaya stuff, and the next day they are just curb stopping to get a TV. It is just the best thing in the world.
Kate, is it Boxing Day, or is that later?
No, Boxing Day is after Christmas.
Oh, okay.
It's nothing here. There is nothing on American Thanksgiving here.
They already had their Thanksgiving, right?
But I will be working Black Friday.
Do you even have a Thanksgiving?
A taser or something?
What? You both talked at once, so I couldn't hear you both.
Go ahead,
Do you
Matt.
get issued a mace or a taser or something?
No, it's Canada.
They're all chill. They're
So
like, oh,
they
sorry,
trample
I'm
you and then say sorry?
Sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry, I took the last one. Here,
they're
have
like
this
your
one.
rival. I was gonna say, yeah, they're your rival on Pokemon Sun and Moon. They're like, oh, sorry, bro. I didn't see you there. You were behind me. I didn't see you. Here, take the last TV.
I remember when I stayed with Kate for a week.
Black Friday.
Books, man.
When I stayed with Kate for a week, we traveled into the city on a bus, and like somebody like bumped into somebody, and wasn't like super pleasant, and like she was like, that is the most intense thing I've ever seen on a bus. I'm like, what?
Oh my gosh.
I've been on a bus where people have urinated. 2 people have urinated on the same bus I was on, and I'm like, this is the worst thing you've ever seen on there. Like it is. The place is really wonderful.
Oh, that reminds me, completely unrelated. Dave, we went and we had your things. The Canadian things that...
The Donaires?
Donaires, yes. We had the Donaires.
Yeah, they weren't real Donaires.
No, they weren't real Donaires.
Yeah.
Sadly.
They're still good, but it wasn't real.
They were good, but they were not, like, anything life transformative. I don't think that was it. So, no.
Yeah, the way you described them, they were more just like a gyro.
Yeah, but
not like an actual, like what the Donaires are.
But I did get a lead on
I'm
another
sure
place
tasty.
in the city that supposedly has it. So we're gonna check it.
Get like if
Do
big
check it.
flavors, get like East Coast or Halifax style.
It's specific, and it's
Okay.
wonderful. And I would wholesale murder you right now to get one. I mean, they're really good.
I'm not going to talk about that one. The whole Walmart thing where you can get NES Pluses has ended, or NES Classics has ended. So, one of the interesting reports that came out of Japan this last week is that the PS4 Pro, in its first week, sold 65,000 units. And sorry, that was in 4 days. Whereas the actual sales of PlayStations for the same 6 days were 28,000 units. So basically, the PlayStation 4 Pro in Japan is selling 3-to-1, or 2-to-1, just over 2-to-1, for the normal PlayStation. Now, we don't have any numbers from America yet to see if it's going to hold up to be the same thing. But with the prices that I'm seeing on Black Friday for 4K TVs, I guess I see the point, other than the fact that it still doesn't do native 4K, so what's the freaking point? But I digress. I guess why some people might want to go for it. Because that makes sense. When you can pick up a 55-inch 4K TV for $295 at a Black Friday deal, then suddenly that's a different conversation than, $1,500 for a 55-inch 4K TV. Is anyone planning on buying the PS4 Pro just to have a PS4 Pro? I think we did this already.
No.
Yeah, that's my point.
Not happening.
Okay.
Although I did get my free Google Daydream. That's awesome.
Do you daydreaming while you're in the daydream? That's a Yo-Dog right there waiting to happen. Yo-Dog, I hear you like to daydream.
Speaking of 2 years ago.
There is a deal out right now for a Sony 4K HDR TV and a PS4 Pro at Best Buy for $999. So if you want the highest res TV possible, and I mean, that's still a lot, but hey. MIT has unveiled tech designed to enable wireless VR, which, while that's exciting, God only knows how long we see a commercial application from it. There's a bunch of companies working on this problem right now, but this one looks interesting in that it actually uses, let me find the exact wording. It's millimeter waves. So high frequency radio signals that have almost zero latency and allows them, and it's not being used by anything else right now. So it's possible to get there, but who knows when we'll see something affordable that consumers can use.
Today, Google Daydream, completely wireless.
That's not the same. It's so not the same.
Totally the same. It is VR. There's a controller. It does a waggle
It is not
thing.
the same at all. It is a mobile experience versus an actual. Now, I will admit that it does manage to have some of the bells and whistles of a true VR experience because you have a controller with buttons. However, does that controller show up in the virtual space?
Yes.
So you can see it.
Oh, you didn't.
While you're in the
You didn't
virtual
expect
space.
that answer.
No, I actually
see
didn't
when I
know.
look at
That's
your
why I was
face.
asking.
You didn't expect that answer. Yeah, it shocked me that it did.
Nice.
I looked down and I was like, "Woo! I can see it." It freaked me out. It was kind of. I was actually. I have to admit. The only reason I have it is because it was free. I pre-ordered the Pixel phone, and they said, "Hey, you're gonna get a code for a Daydream," and I was just like, something? Why not? Why not throw? It's a free code. so I'm going to get one. And I got it. And I'm like, something, I will actually use this. And I played around with it a little bit when I first got it, and I was like, I'm actually impressed by it. It's not very expensive. I think the retail cost on it was, what, $80?
Yeah, $80.
So it's $80 usually. Would I have spent that? Probably not. However, for free, I'll use it. But the thing is, like, it has a little control in it. It has a nice little, it's comfortable. Phone fits in there nice. The controller slides in a little slot, when you're not using it. It's just a rechargeable, USB 3 kind of thing. So it's like really easy to do. It has, basically has volume buttons right on the controller. And then it has another 3 buttons on it, and they're real tactile. So like, it's really easy to figure out like which button's which. And the main button, like the main clicker button, is also touch sensitive, so you can swipe. So it's a swipe and a button, and then you have 2 additional buttons on there, in it, and including the volume buttons. But I'm assuming they're always going to be volume buttons, for the thing. So there's actually a lot of options on it. You do see the controller, or whatever, they want to put in front of it to, take its place.
But at the end of the
works.
day,
The phone does.
You're still doing a mobile experience versus and what defines that is with a mobile, it's basically a 360 view around you with you in the center. You can't move in the environment unless you're using a controller to move in the environment. Whereas with a full virtual reality setup, there are receivers that track your position so you can move in 3 dimensions within the game space. So that's the only real difference between them. But to me, Daydream sounds like the best of the mobile experiences because it is going farther than the other ones. The downside is that Daydream is only on Android devices. So if you're on the iOS ecosystem, you are SOL.
Yeah, but Apple will do something next year. It'll be magical. It'll be the greatest
They'll
thing
say
ever.
it'll be magical, but it will be the exact same thing.
It'll be magical.
With,
kind of like stereo speakers is magical. That's the commercial. Why did they do that? You don't need to do that.
no,
You don't need to do that.
no, you don't. So yes, that was that one. Let's see here. Other news: System Shock, the remake that was successfully funded on Kickstarter, has been delayed to 2018. Can't say I'm surprised. Small team. The one that probably the biggest piece of news last week, though, that was very interesting, is Warner Brothers has outright purchased Machinima. So now the company that spends all its time making animated Halo series and all kinds of other video game series, I'm imagining we're going to see a whole lot more DC related content coming out of them, which I am totally okay with.
That's interesting.
It's very interesting because they just flat out was like, "Here's a pile of money. We own you now," and they were like, "Okay, great." So I think they bought them for the tune somewhere in the ballpark of 120 million or so, which is small fries in Silicon Valley, but still, yeah.
Not to those guys who started it.
Right, exactly. Yeah.
I would take that.
Yeah, in a heartbeat.
I would take that in a
Warner
heartbeat.
Brothers. I don't know if you were following Ed Boon's Twitter or not, but it's pretty much a guarantee that Spawn is going to be in Injustice 2.
No, I'm totally all right with that. I am totally all right with that. I hope that whatever. I mean, he can't have fatalities, sadly, but I hope that whatever they give him is super brutal for his double trigger, X-ray move, whatever you want to call it.
I have some card game news, if anybody likes card games.
Go ahead.
Anybody play Exploding Kittens?
I know about
I
it.
have. Continue.
Thank you. There's a, did anybody see that I actually just purchased it? There's an add-on to it called Imploding Kittens. So the first official add-on is out. And they sent a really great email about it to anybody that purchased the game. It's personalized. And it has like a cat saying like, you know, hey, I'm going to New Jersey looking for, you know, and I was like, nice. I will buy this because this was a great ad. But I'm kind of looking forward to that. That's kind of neat that they're you know adding on to that. And I think there was a new one that just got funded. Their Kickstarter just got funded the other day fully. It was the Bears vs. Babies.
No, I haven't seen that one.
You didn't see that? Look it up. It's hilarious.
I will.
You build up like, you know, bears with all different parts, and all the cards are different parts, and then you throw babies at it, and their job is to eat the babies. So, and there's like all points and stuff. That's, you know, it's hilarious. Watch the video for it. It's hilarious.
My wife wants to know what's wrong with you.
Yeah, we don't have enough time.
Okay.
We don't have enough time.
That's what I said.
Yeah.
Some news leaked, and apparently Watch Dogs 2, no real numbers yet, but apparently sales for Watch Dogs 2 in its first week were significantly less. Let me see if I actually did get numbers in here. Than the first week of Watch Dogs 1, which, if you remember, there was the big hubbub, 2 years of marketing ramp up for it. So I'm not really surprised. Yeah, it looks like... Oh, what happened was we didn't know what Watch Dogs sales were. But we did find out what Infinite Warfare's figures were, which was around 80k units in its first week. Watch Dogs was launched at the 2 was launched at the same time, and it was just behind Infinite Warfare, so it narrowly missed taking the top spot. So with that being said, then that put Watch Dogs 2 launch sales at just shy of 80,000 units of the game. The original Watch Dogs launch sales were 380k. So Ubisoft issued a statement that this was true, and they know about it, and they said, hey, you know, there's a lot of stuff going on that people are competing for dollars, etc. The game's getting good reviews, and, you know, fans are happy with it, and so we think it's going to have a long tail, and we're going to give it time. So, I mean, I think that's a positive attitude with it to have with it. And I will say that I have played enough of Watch Dogs 2 that it is a far better game than Watch Dogs 1. Far better. And so, I don't think it's like the greatest open world game ever made, but it is a far better game than Watch Dogs 1. And so I hope that the sales do pick up for them. But if you look, everybody's numbers are down.
Do you think it has anything to do with the broken multiplayer at launch?
No. Because in fact, the funny part is every single review that I looked at before I purchased the game said that multiplayer was not functioning. And they did not care because it was all based on single player. I'm actually excited to get in and try the multiplayer because it's only been available since yesterday. So I would really like to do it, except that there's less than 7 days until Final Fantasy 15. So I am trucking through the single player story mode as quickly as I possibly can to get it done. So, yeah. Other news. The HTC Vive is on sale for Black Friday and Cyber Monday. It's $100 off, bringing it down to $699, so only $700 instead of $800, which is a good buy because it is the best of the systems if you've got that money lying around. The Division revealed that its next survival expansion will be coming on December 20th for PS4, And it's live right now for everybody else on Xbox One and PC. Marvel's Inhumans that we talked about last week, the TV show, the first 2 episodes will be coming to IMAX and is actually being funded by IMAX, which I thought was interesting. And then the rest of the season, it will be a short season, only 8 episodes on ABC. Final Fantasy 15's Day 1 update was detailed by the company earlier this week. They're adding cutscenes from the CGI movie that was released recently. I'm guessing that's going to be like a 20+ gig patch on day 1. I mean, seriously, they went into a pretty good amount of detail on it. But I looked at that and I was like, oh my god, my hard drive is going to cry, as is my bandwidth. Yeah, they're adding cutscenes from the Kingsglaive movie and Omen trailer to make the story and timeline of events easier to follow and understand. The update also adds recipes for cooking, a gallery feature that tracks culinary discoveries. Oh my god, this game is gonna friggin' kill me. And
did you play the Judgment demo at all?
Was that the first or the second one?
The one that just came out in Japan.
There's a new demo? No, I have not. I didn't even know there was.
It came out last week, maybe.
Can you get it on the American store, or do you have to use it?
Only. No, it's Japanese only.
Okay, so I'd need to create a Japanese. I may actually go through the process.
They have a social media aspect to the game, which is pretty funny.
Yeah, so this patch introduces support to share in-game pictures to Facebook and Twitter, which I think is weird.
Because it's not really a spoiler, but when you do things like during the day, you know how you like rest up at night, and that's how you get like your levels and you get to eat and all that kind of thing. It will show you pictures that Prospero took during the day, and some of them are really hilarious. So, you know, you can find fun ones and be like, oh, look at this picture.
That's cool. But yeah, I'm super excited for the game. Someone on Twitter said it's around 7.2 gigs. But I'm thinking it's going to be bigger.
I actually think the characters look better in-game than they do in the CG.
I have not yet watched the Kingsglaive. I'm getting it with my game, so I will probably watch that while I'm downloading the patch.
Yeah, that's probably a good idea.
That's actually kind of what I'm planning to do. I think it's a funny but smart way to do it. I'm so excited for that game, man. I don't think I've... The bad taste of 13 still resides in my mouth today. And I am worried...
I don't hate that game.
Oh, I hate that game more than anything. I get what they were trying to do, but funneling me down a corridor for 40 hours is probably the worst thing I've ever experienced. In an RPG. Let's qualify that. RPG. The PSVR has been named one of the best inventions of 2016 by Time magazine. But then again, vape pens and shoes that tie themselves also made the cut. So take that for what it is.
Ouch.
Yeah.
Vape pens?
Oh, go ahead, Kate.
No, I was just like, vape pens.
Yeah.
What the frick is that?
Star Citizen.
Somebody took out ads.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Star Citizen, the world's largest crowdfunding sourced game, came out this last week and said that they will now be sharing their internal development timelines publicly so that people can see what they're working on and when, with the understanding that, things are going to slip because these are not hard dates, they're internal timelines. But they're attempting to be more transparent in how the game is being developed, since it now encompasses the creation of an entire new existence based on all of their stretch goals.
So they're sharing the numbers that the project managers are pulling out of their butt.
Pretty much. Which is going to end well
Nice.
for them.
That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
the
that
armchair
never-
PMs should make that awesome.
Yeah. Yeah.
Are they using agile methodologies?
Yeah. That's what I have for news. I haven't looked at the news this week. I've been so busy. Any highlights, Matt, that you have?
Third season of Telltale's The Walking Dead will actually launch this year. The first episode will be out on December 20th. It was a little touch and go. It was supposed to come out earlier this year, but that didn't happen, so it was a little touch and go on whether that was going to happen or not. So that's good. Let's see, what else do I have on here? There is a huge list of the games that are going to be at PlayStation Experience. If you're curious, if you're going in or curious, or if you're not going in or curious, you can find that
Please
list
tell me Final
on
Fantasy VII's on that list.
F's. No. At least not officially. It's not in the officially
Wow.
announced games. But Hatsune Miku Project Diva Future Tone is, so burn. Horizon Zero Dawn, a lot of games I've never even heard of. Yeah, Persona 5 is there. So, anyway, and the Xbox games with gold for December have been announced. And their lead game is a backwards compatible game that actually isn't an arcade game, believe it or not, but it will be Burnout Paradise via backwards compatibility. The only car racing, open world-ish kind of game thing that ever actually worked the way it was supposed to, and is awesome. Along with that, there's the Sleeping Dogs Definitive Edition. Be available all December. Outlast will be December 16th through January 15th. And on the 360, Outland is for the first half of the month, and then Burnout Paradise takes the second half of the month. So those were the ones I scraped up whilst we were getting ready for the show.
I did have a couple more that, now that I think about it. Pokemon Go's revised nearby feature is rolling out nationwide. It will be launched. I think it's launched now. We've had it here. Well, we've had it in San Francisco since the very first, since they yanked it. Basically, it's been in beta in San Francisco. It rolled out to us. We're like 20 miles away. Turo, like 2 weeks ago?
Oh, the Pokemon thing?
Yeah.
2 weeks ago, yeah.
Yeah, 2 weeks ago. And then, I'm still on the call, right? Nope.
You lost it?
Uvu is gone. Somehow I disconnected.
Uvu hates you too. Not just me. It hates you.
Yeah, Uvu hates everybody because we hate it. And we can't see Mark.
Yeah, I'm trying to fix that.
There we go. I think it's almost fixed. Sort of fixed.
His X's are.
It's-
He has to
that
split
wasn't
his
it.
X's and.
Nope.
He's reticulating splines. Thank you.
Leave the
Thank you.
porcine arguments out of this.
This may be an issue in that I can't.
Oh.
No, that's the top of Matt's head.
Oh no! Hey!
Nope.
Woo-hoo!
That's
Leggy Matt.
Oh, that is weird.
I can't turn the camera back on without. All right, so what's going to happen is I'm going to put my camera directly in. You guys won't be able to see me, but everybody else will.
That's unfortunate, but go ahead.
Yeah, because I can't, without killing the stream, I can't get myself.
Oh no,
back
I was
on
talking
here.
about everybody else can see you, but. Oh, it's a knee slapper.
Maybe I'll just cover Dave's face with my own giant head. There we go. All right.
It's way better than seeing my ugly friggin' mug.
All right. So where did I disconnect or whatever happened?
You want to
You were saying Pokemon Go, and I said Pokemon Gone.
Oh, okay, yeah.
That
Pokemon
was my
Go's
little
nearby feature has been in beta in San Francisco pretty much since they yanked the feature completely, like a week after that. 2 weeks ago, we got it. We're about 20 miles away from the city. And so now, apparently, the nearby is being rolled out for everybody. I believe it's available now. All Pokemon Go players west of the Mississippi River can do it now.
Which is a lie, because I'm east of the Mississippi River and I've got it.
Burn.
Oh, well, they're great. Yeah.
Mike dropped.
Yeah. I'm just reading what it is reported on. So,
You're reading lies.
That's what it said before.
Yeah. So that's awesome. It's actually a really useful system. So something very interesting happened for Street Fighter competitive play.
Akuma got announced.
Well, Akuma got announced, but then Capcom actually banned something it made from competitive play. In Street Fighter V, there is a new stage called Skies of Honor, and Capcom has banned it from their upcoming Pro Tour season because it's too visually disorienting and distracting.
They
And if
already
you-
banned. There's another banned stage too for competitive play.
What's that?
Kansuki Beach is banned.
Oh, all right.
Kansuki Beach is banned because Birdie's can and banana peel are hidden under the water. So they banned the stage.
It's so weird that you would do something for a game that you know is going to get a lot of competitive play coverage.
Especially for Street Fighter V, because that's how they didn't gear it towards just like regular players. They geared it towards esports.
Yeah.
That's why it didn't sell.
I'm still waiting for Street Fighter V to go on heavy discount, and then maybe I'll buy it. So one of the things that was revealed this week in the cinematic world was that Marvel and Sony spent years working out the details to bring Spider-Man into the Marvel Cinematic Universe. However, Marvel Studios president Kevin Feige is pretty sure that X-Men will not be coming in at any point in time. They basically said it's impossible to build a partnership with Fox, and they don't really care about doing it because they have enough films to keep them busy for he says a quote number of lifetimes. So he's not saying it couldn't ever happen, but he's saying that right now it's not going to happen.
Does it have anything to do with the Netflix thing?
But the interesting thing is that in the TV world, they are working together. So Legion, the upcoming show that I really want to watch on FX, that was a joint production between Marvel and Fox. So that's interesting to me that they are doing it. that they are already starting this kind of partnership. So we'll see if maybe it expands. But right now, they're basically saying it's not going to happen. We're not going to see the rest of the X-Men in the Marvel Cinematic Universe proper. And speaking of the cinematic universes, as we all know, the Resident Evil cinematic universe is finally winding down. That monster will be slain. And what is Capcom going to do to replace the revenue stream from that? Why, the answer is the Monster Hunter cinematic universe. Of course.
Oh, I thought it was going to be Dino Crisis.
No. So the interesting thing is the exact same team, Paul W.S. Anderson and Bolt, that are doing the Resident Evil stuff with their film production team, are now actually penning the final chapter or the first draft of the Monster Hunter script, and they're going to produce it for around $50 million, and it will be the exact same team that worked on Resident Evil.
That's hilarious.
They're expecting it to be very big in China and Japan, and not so much in the United States.
Surprise, surprise.
Surprise, yes. Symmetra, my main on defense.
Since they're married.
What's that?
I said, but will Mia be starring in it since they're married?
Who knows? Yes. Overwatch's Symmetra, my main on defense, is getting a update. They are aggressively overhauling her because she is the least popular character on PS4, and the second least popular character on PC, and she's my main. So what does that tell you? I like spreadsheets. She will be the first character in the game to have a choice of ultimate abilities. So it will have her teleporter, but it will also have a shield generator, which is pretty awesome. And they're giving her an entire new move called the Photon Barrier, which is basically a projected shield that moves, much like her charged R2 or L2 ball that she shoots. This one will be a shield that people can get behind and run behind it. So that's kind of awesome, actually. I'm super excited about this. She's already live on public test realm on the PC. But yeah, it looks like it's really going to redefine her, and I'm super excited about it. Kate, do you play Symmetra at all?
No, but I might give her a try.
It's really good. PlayStation Store Black Friday deals are now live. If you haven't checked them out, Overwatch is $35. Hint, Matt, hint. If you did not pick up Batman the Telltale Series Season Pass, that is up there for $14.99, which is a darn good deal. Batman Arkham Knight is $10. I'm actually considering getting it for that price. The Game of the Year edition of Middle-earth Shadow of Mordor is $7.99. The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt Complete Edition is $24.99. Star Wars Battlefront, $7.49. I might actually just buy it again.
I think it's $9.99 if you get the definitive edition, I believe.
That's interesting. Hitman the Complete First Season we were talking about just a little while ago. Normally $60, it's down to $30, which is a darn good deal because that is a really fun game. Far Cry Primal $14.99, and this is probably like Tales from the Borderland Season Pass, $1.49.
Worth it.
Totally worth it.
Easy worth it.
Totally worth it. So they've got some good deals.
Wrong. Easy plat, if nothing else.
Yeah, they've got some PS3 and Vita stuff, but it's nothing compared to the PS4 stuff. So there you go. Who else has news?
Speaking of the Batman Telltale, episode 4 dropped yesterday. Haven't had a chance to play it yet. Not getting the best reviews though, so we'll have to see. Episode 3 started to show some cracks, not so much story-wise, but technical. Some graphical issues, and one of my choices was registered incorrectly, so a future choice was wrong because it said I made a previous choice that I didn't. So that was weird. So I don't
Like, what? Alright.
So you were saying, Matt?
equal opportunity hater.
Yeah.
I was just saying that episode 3 had some issues, but not sure what the complaint is exactly on episode 4. I literally just headline sniped that one, so because I don't want to get spoiled on what happens. But so far the story
people are really
has
terrible with spoilers anymore with that stuff.
They are. Surprised the headline didn't spoil it, but the story has been really good in this so far, and your choices actually have weight. My story is radically different than what Mitchell's been doing, because we've made some core different choices, and it's just been real interesting watching how his story plays out versus mine, because you are still on the same path, but this is the one that has diverged the most since the first Walking Dead game from the different playthroughs that I've seen. So.
Oh, this just in. Apparently, Squeenix is running its own Black Friday and Cyber Monday sales.
On their website?
If you've not picked up World of Final Fantasy, which I highly recommend you do, it's $39.99. As is Tomb Raider 20th Year Celebration on PS4.
Is this on their website?
I think it's just on the store. It's from the way this is sounding. Homefront: The Revolution.
Store?
What's that?
Like on the PlayStation Store?
Yeah. Homefront: The Revolution has been discounted $14.99 on PS4. Hitman: The Full Experience for $30 on PC, and the Hitman Collector's Edition for $70 on PC. Life is Strange, the entire series for $9.99 on PS4 and Xbox One. Sleeping Dogs Definitive Edition, $4.99. And Just Cause 3 for $19.99. That game... Shoot! I forgot about Just Cause 3. That came out like January 2nd of last year. That game is so much fun that it is ridiculous. The most fun I've ever had with a grappling hook in my life.
Sure, say I'm curious about that. I never picked that one up, and I was really curious about that one, just as a fun game to have.
A $20
crazy
price
with.
of entry for that game is more than worth it.
Yeah, I might have to check that one out.
I think that I might have actually spent around 60 hours in it, and it never gets old. Never. The writing is super over-the-top ridiculous. Latin style. And it works on every level because it's so painfully self-aware that it works very well. But the gameplay, like the moment-to-moment gameplay and the emergent gameplay is ridiculously fun. Dave, you can grappling hook a Jeep and a gasoline tank together, and they will go flying towards one another until one explodes.
Nice.
That is a great game, and that will definitely that's going to make me revise my Game of the Year choices. Damn it. Anyways, so yes. There's that. The other thing I want to talk about is Mass Effect on Andromeda had a new trailer come out, and have you guys been seeing the timeline that's been floating around for explaining when this game takes place?
No, but it takes place. Well, they leave between 2 and 3, and then it takes 600 years to get to the galaxy that they're going to. So it ends up taking place like 450 years after Mass Effect 3.
Yeah, but the issue is that I can't tell which of Shepard's choices timelines it takes place in. So that's, I don't know.
Well, it doesn't really. That doesn't for 1 and 2. That doesn't matter that much to their mission.
Well, it doesn't matter their mission, but whether or not there's anyone left in the universe from whence they came is kind of an interesting and useful thing to know.
Oh, yeah, you mean what? Yeah, what was the outcome of 3 in this version of the storyline, and will they ever
Yeah, but
even
if they're
find out?
600 years away from it, how would they even know? Like, it wouldn't matter.
To quote Dr. Grant, life finds a way. I want to know.
That's just Jeff Goldblum.
I know. I know. I did it wrong on purpose. I want to know, because they're going to have to address it somehow, I would think, within the confines of the game. They'll find some artifact that allows them to communicate across the universe, and lo and behold, Earth's destroyed, or everything's hunky-dory. I don't know. I would like more definition on
they're
that.
600 years away. They don't have to connect them at all.
They don't have to, but I want them to.
That doesn't make it so.
I know. Trust me, I know. All right, so I think that's all of the newsy news. I'm just double checking there's not anything else that we're missing. Like that Squeenix sale. Phil Spencer says, I'd love to see Mario on Xbox. Good luck with that. I would love that, but I don't think it'll ever happen. Because that's one step closer.
Why would people love that?
Because okay, think about it this way, from a business perspective, right? So many more people would be exposed to Mario that aren't today.
They don't care. We're not
Not
talking
necessarily.
like if people want to play if people want to play Mario, they buy the system, they play Mario. This is not a
I want to
it's not
play
a
Mario,
thing.
and I don't buy the Nintendo systems.
Yeah. There's a lot of people who can only afford one console. We are not the majority, we are actually the minority. In that we can afford.
I can only afford one console, and
But
that means I can't play Mario.
Yeah, but I think most people are not going to sit there and say like, oh yeah, I would just love to play a Mario game on my Xbox. I don't think there's as much crossover as people think.
I think there's a lot
I think you're wrong.
I don't think it's crossover at all. That's the problem. Is that they can't cross over because they can't afford more than one system.
Yeah, I'm not sure if that market's really there.
It wouldn't hurt their
I'm not sure if
sales. Is my point. If suddenly you look at the install base for the Wii U versus the install base for the Xbox One. And let's make it easier. The Wii U versus the 360. Those install bases are so radically disparate. The Xbox 360's install base is so much larger than the Wii U's that by taking a port of a single Mario game and making it available for the 360 user base, Nintendo would make so much money off of it that it wouldn't even compare to anything they launched on their own platform.
I'm going to respectfully say I don't know if they would make as much money as you're thinking they would make.
I think they would.
It's okay.
If you told me that I could participate
about stuff.
in the Nintendo ecosystem without having to invest in the Nintendo hardware, I'd be all over that in a heartbeat. Because when I buy a Nintendo system, I am already under the assumption and expectation that it is a walled garden that I will only be able to play 6 or 7 games on. And that is not a good cost return for me.
But also you say, like, you know, like we're in a bubble, like, you know, some of us own, you know, more than one console and everything. We want to play different stuff. I also think that you're thinking that people aren't in a bubble where they play all kinds of different games. And I think, by and large, a huge amount of the population on each console is playing certain types of games and don't care about other types. And that's the reason they bought that console in the first place.
But when you look at both the PlayStation and the Xbox's game libraries, one of the things, and Matt, I would love for you to chime in on this, one of the things that they are lacking are family-based games, like what Nintendo puts out.
And why is that?
Granted, those systems are for hardcore gamers. But that's my point entirely, is that hardcore gamers tend to play more types of games than less. Casual gamers are the ones that are narrow focus, wide numbers. But hardcore gamers are deep catalog, smaller numbers.
And my point is, you're saying those games are like woefully like underrepresented there. And I think the reason is because when they do come out, people tend to not care about them. I don't.
But there's
think
a difference between a family game and a Nintendo game, a Mario or a Link.
There's not. I mean, there's not a Crash Bandicoot out there right now on 360 or on PS4 or Xbox One or PS4. There's not a Spyro the Dragon. Ratchet and Clank gets there. Their games are very far and few between. I agree. I think even if you say that PS4s and Xboxes are for adults, let's just say that they're for adults. Adults have kids. Some of us do. You know, and I can guarantee you, if a Metroid game came out on my PS4, I would be so ecstatic that I didn't have to buy a stupid white box that's going to sit on my shelf devoid of any activity for months at a time just so I can play a Metroid game. I would be giddy. My kids would be happy. If they could play Mario, if we only ever had to have one box to turn on and play whatever game we wanted, life would be grand in this household.
So let's talk about the reason why it will never happen. Although I think it would be a win.
And Nintendo hates
because Uvu hates all of us apparently tonight. Jeez, Louise.
If there was that much money to be made with that, people would be doing it.
No, here's why it's not.
This is Nintendo we're talking about, though. They don't make monetary decisions.
Oh, I'm pointing. You guys can't see me. That's the whole thing, right? It's why they will never make it is because even though they would make a ton of money on licensing the product or creating their own software and publishing it on those platforms, that would require them to actually act as a real business and have multiple programming teams do multiple things at the same time. That's never going to happen because they can't even put out one game with their entire company working on it. Legend of Zelda, whatever. Oh, Uvu. Uvu.
It takes Nintendo has no programming skills. Like, they don't know how to like assemble their teams to be as efficient as they can compared to any.
And that's why they're doing the whole. That's why everything's going to the whole Switch model, which I think is brilliant for them, where they don't have to split all their teams up. They can make everything for just one platform, and it'll be both portable and console at the same time.
That's what they've been doing for the Wii U, and it sucks ass.
That's not what they've been doing for the Wii U, because they still have the 3DS.
You're positing that the Switch tablet will replace the 3DS, which is not possible. It is not technologically possible that will replace the 3DS.
Eventually, I mean, we said the DS was not going to replace the Game Boy. And
no,
it did.
they said that. I always said, oh, yes, it is. You're never going to run two handles at the same time.
Yeah, but that's the thing. They said. And the thing is, like, eventually, yeah, that's clearly what they want to do.
Well, wanting to do and being able to do at this point in time with the technology that they're using are two very different things.
Well, no, that's not true. That's not what they said at all. They said that the Switch will not replace the 3DS. They said that those will be two separate platforms, and I get that for one simple reason. 3DS will be the low cost, here's a handheld for your kid to destroy, whereas the Switch is for the adults, the older gamers. Because it'll have a higher price point and bar to entry. So they'll knock the price down of the 3DS, hopefully, to something more reasonable like $150 or somewhere in that neighborhood. And then they'll have the
less than that now.
Is it? No.
Yeah,
$199.
Like highest price. What?
I just bought one for Turo.
You got ripped off, is what you did.
Oh, I'm returning it.
Well, he's returning it, but he's still going to get a new one. It's $199 right now
Dude,
for
I
the
bought
new.
a bundle for $129.
Wait.
Then you got some crazy deal, because that's not normal.
No, this is the new 3DS, Dave.
Not the
Old
or
one.
the 2DS.
That's what I'm talking about. My new 3DS. Wasn't it $129?
He might be thinking of
$150?
Might have been $350 if you got it on sale.
I didn't pay more than $150 for it. I know that.
You had to have. Because the...
New 3DS XL Black, $199. Red, $199. Galaxy, $199. Solgato Lulana, whatever the heck that says, bundle, $199.
You're looking
Super
at the
White.
XLs.
Yeah, because those are the...
That's
the
the
ones
only
we're
ones they
talking
have
about.
available on here.
Oh, you know what? I'm holding it up to the screen and showing you the receipt. You can't see it. My fault.
Nice.
But
No,
yeah.
I'm talking about the normal 3DS. The normal new
Nobody
3DS.
wants that thing except you.
What are you talking about? That's the better one.
No, it's not. The XL's better.
Well, there's the white and the black one that are going to be available.
You know what you can't do in the
Friday,
XL?
which are
Change
99.
faceplates. Can't change
You know
faceplates
what?
on the XL.
You know what my least needed function on a gaming system is?
Changing faceplates.
faceplates.
Yep.
You know
Turo said
what's
it in
awesome?
unison on this side too. Just FYI. All right, so that's gonna bring us then. Do we have any other reader mail? Let's see. We have that one. Pizza Man says we should get Titanfall 2 tomorrow. It is on sale at Walmart.
No.
It was on sale for the PS4 for $30, but it's now $59. It's back up to full price. But for some reason on the Xbox One, it's still $30. So I don't know if in person, maybe it's cheaper. So check that out. But that will bring us to final thoughts. Kate, let's start with you. Final thoughts.
I've honestly got nothing. I'm about to fall asleep.
Is there anything you're looking forward to picking up on Black Friday or buying or playing? Or are you excited
I
about
have to
Final
work
Fantasy?
on Black Friday. What are you talking about?
Afterwards?
I'll be too tired. You've obviously, like, retail on Black Friday? Come on!
Okay. Dave, final thoughts?
My final thought is it's, well, at least it's past 12 on the East Coast here. Happy birthday, Matt.
Happy birthday,
Thank you.
Matt.
Thank you. Yes, I have
It's
another
Matt's birthday.
57 minutes to go for me.
Yeah, he's still got an hour left
Thank you,
on
thank you.
his time, but yeah.
Hey, the
And
world revolves
that's the
around
right
East
time to
Coast
set the
time.
Birthday for an hour here.
Yeah, I've been spent almost a day in Australia.
Matt, final thoughts?
I just read this week the first trade for Brian K. Vaughan's latest Image comic, Paper Girls. Definite recommend on that one. If you at all like 80s teen sci-fi things. Yeah, definitely riding off the Stranger Things kind of vibe there, but more sci-fi, less horror.
What's he doing?
Brian K. Vaughan's newest comic. You know, it's very interesting, Matt, that you picked Brian K. Vaughan as your final thought, because that is also my final thought, not for the comic, but for the fact that there is actually finally traction in a director for Why the Last Man, the TV show, to actually start being filmed and come to FX. So I am super excited about this, because Why the Last Man, when we had the comic shop, was actually our largest selling book, with The Walking Dead right behind it. And the sub-final thought there is Walking Dead experiencing its lowest viewership ever, because after the first episode of this season, when everybody said, "I'm out," they meant it.
I did.
Yeah, to pick it up on Netflix or whatever.
Yeah, the last episode was a little dull.
Yeah. So we'll end the show with our normal signposting. Of course, thanks for watching. If you liked the video, make sure to hit like and subscribe. You can follow us on all the places. We're at Gamersledge on Twitter, Facebook.com/Gamersledge. Of course, the actual website, Gamersledge.com. Twitch.tv/Gamersledge. Am I leaving it? YouTube's, you're already here, hopefully, because that's a long scroll. And then Tumblr, StumbleUpon, Reddit, all that good stuff. We've got all those.
Hey, Dave.
And that brings us again to how we end the show every week with our favorite words of wisdom. The question this week is, what did the wall say to the ceiling?
I didn't quite catch that.
What
Matt.
did
were
the
you
wall
saying?
say to the ceiling?
It's only.
Was it about your birthday?
Star Wars.
Oh, Star Wars. Yeah. Remember Bespin? Remember?
What did the
Remember
wall
Rancor?
say to the
Remember
ceiling?
Rancor? That was so awesome.
I remember Rancor.
Oh my god. Do you remember the Rancor? Yeah, remember Bespin? Remember?
Remember 1988? I remember.
Forlom. There you go. No. Forlom for life. And we can't even see his face. This is hilarious.
Yeah, that's the point.
Is this like a filibuster? Is that what we're doing here?
Yeah, it's not going to happen. What did the wall say to the ceiling?
Something horribly inappropriate and unfunny.
And that
Oh.
leaves the answer.
I'll meet you at the corner.
Got a chuckle out of Lexi.
Until next
On the
week.
plus side.
Until next week,
You
game
forgot
on.
Where's the punchline?
Game on.
Where's the punchline? You could say it now.